Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you're new. Today we're in the 305 sprint cars here at Cedar Lake. I wanted to run this just because I cannot figure out this track for the life of me. This is the fastest lap I've ran so far, and they are still blowing me out right now. So definitely got to figure out this track even more. But the limited late models and the 305s were here this week, so I wanted to try them, but I would rather try them in the 305 just because the car is smaller, and I feel like I can keep it off the wall easier than a limited. I'm just going to run the outside first lap, try to burn some fuel out of this, and then try the second lap to run lower. As long as we don't destroy ourselves coming off 4, we should be alright for a second lap. I like to go in like a little higher and try to get the car pointed off the corner down low. Pretty much both corners. But like I said, I'm still trying to figure out this track. I cannot understand the track for the life of me. Ran 4:39, literally exactly the same as practice. I'll take it because that's fast for me. I'm very happy with that time, but I can't believe I literally matched my practice time. That's really funny. But they are super fast up here. Very strong field of drivers. So far, we're second to last in actual times. Corey will probably beat us. Rico will probably beat us. Both of them will kill us in time. So yeah, he ran the top first lap. The number 1 car did. So he's gonna have a flying second lap most likely. But still a few people left to qualify, so I'll pick it up and get ready to go green in the race. Alright, we qualified in 8th. The 2 car ended up beating us. He didn't have as quick of a lap as I expected. Neither did the 1. The 1 didn't end up beating us either. Well, he didn't end up beating us. He was one of 2 people with the actual time that didn't get faster than me. But this is going to be a rough race probably.
Like you're gonna be
probably got to watch out for people wrecking because it's going to be like a hornet's nest back here. Got to be careful, try to keep our car going straight since there's no cautions. And just see what we can do with this race. Track's going to get very worn out throughout the 30 laps here. So you definitely have to adjust your line. I just am not good at this track. I don't know what it is about this track. I have not understood it since day 1. Still don't understand it. And I've just never enjoyed this track. I've always hit the wall in turn 1 too, I feel like, in a race. I think the first race I ran here, I smacked the wall in turn 1, wrecked myself, and then I know the most recent one I did in the street stocks, I was having a pretty good race, and then smacked the wall in turn 1 and wrecked myself. So that was bad. But if you guys enjoy this kind of racing, hit that like and subscribe if you want to see some more. Coming down to the end of the season. This is week 11, I think, and then 12 is next week. And so we have next week and then week 13 when they do updates and then have a new schedule after that. So there's not too much time left in this season. We'll see what they do going into next season. I think that there's gonna be a new dirt track coming out during week 13, I want to say. I can't remember which one. I want to say it was like I-55 or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure. But I feel like there's a new dirt track coming out during week 13 that I remember them talking about like a couple months ago. Or at least like last month. I think they said it was gonna come out in the spring update. Alright, this is going to be a race just trying to learn everything from these guys around me because they are a lot faster than me here. We are car number 4, so at least we're a little bit lower in number. But still probably not going to help us when we lose a lot of iRating. Just try to keep the car clean mainly right now while everybody's jammed up. We haven't lost a spot yet, at least. I know the 1 car behind me, he rips the very edge really well in 1 and 2. Because he was doing that in my last practice, and he was very fast at it. I don't understand how you do that, because I smack the wall in turn 1 and 2 if I run high. 3 and 4, I would smack the wall if I run high there, but usually I like to stay lower in 3 and 4 anyways. It seems to work better for me regardless. Yeah, there's just a ton of cars back here. The other thing, got the pole is definitely still out front because I recognize the scheme from my last practice. We're just going to see what we can do here. I think the way to pass is going to be on the outside of somebody or throw in a slider if you have room. But we're going to get so far up the track, there's definitely going to be room to throw a slider, but you're just going to be really slow coming off the corner is the main thing. This 7 car really wants to get back up in line because the outside lane is definitely a little quicker. Trying to slide up onto 6, he doesn't quite get the room. 6 car's just sticking to his outside really well. He's gonna fall to position to him. Probably gonna get in line behind the 6 just because I can't keep up. Everybody's pretty much just in the grip up here. The 1 car is kind of actually falling back a little bit, which I'm shocked by. Maybe running all the way out by the wall isn't helping him right now, but it helps him when the track starts to get more worn out. 7 throws a slider on the 6. 6 goes back on the inside of him. He's gonna slide back up in front. Ooh, he's gonna smack the wall. He was very close to the wall off of 2. Felt like I had a lot of momentum going into the back of the 7 there in that corner. I did not want to run him over. Just let off and run a different line for that corner. Trying to get grip and keep the car straight if possible. It's just very tough to. And these things don't have very much motor, so you're mostly full throttle. I feel like you can get away with letting off a little bit to try to keep the car straight, but you don't want to lose too much momentum in these cars. The 1 car is starting to creep back up again though. I can see him catching up slowly and steadily, just ripping that outside lane. He's very good in 1 and 2. I know that. Because he was doing that in my last practice and he was just very consistent with it. Ooh, I got too wide. Thought I was going to go into the wall. Like this track, just the way it slides going into corners here makes 0 sense to me. 1 car is probably going to throw us. Nope, he doesn't throw a slider yet. Like he was going to there. Car straightened out really bad in the middle of that corner. There goes the 1 car. Oh, he's going to get into the 6 there. They're going to go wreck him. He threw a really deep slider. Got into the side of the 6 and they went flipping. That gave us 1 spot. That sucks a lot for the 6. Like, he literally was just minding his own business. I knew the 1 car was going to throw a slider sooner or later. Wasn't sure exactly when, but he went for it and he just went a lot deeper than he needed to. Trying to see what some of these guys are doing up here, if they're running any sort of lower. It seems like 3 and 4 now you can go a little low instead of just ripping the outside and slide up a little bit and get the grip. 1 and 2 is just really fast on the outside. I just don't want to wreck myself. I suck on the outside here a ton.
Right, you don't know how to lift?
I guess they, what is it?
You know how to find the line?
Yeah, it's going straight down the back straightaway.
We'll go back and see some of these incidents after the race. For sure. Watching the 1 car destroy the 6 and himself. I know Corey's like really good at sprint cars. Like I know he runs on a controller too, which is absolutely crazy. Like he runs on a controller and he is super fast at sprint cars. Like that's his main thing. Cause I know he streams on Twitch and he's really fast in sprint cars. It's ridiculous. I've raced them a handful of times in different sprint cars. I think I've raced them maybe once in the World of Outlaws. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I know I've raced them a few times in the 305. Ooh, 7 car tried throwing a slider. Wasn't all the way clear. Almost got put up into the wall. 5 cars in the wall. Jeez, we barely missed him. That's another spot. I'll take it. We're up to 6th. Just avoid the wrecking cars. That's all you gotta do. And not wreck yourself. Because the 5 car is kind of pushing really hard there and just got up into the wall off the 2. 7 car is gonna have a good run down the front stretch there. Let's probably try to slide back up here in 1 and 2. Like all the back and forth sliders just slows everybody down that is in it. Like they're coming back to me and I'm just running in the slick in the middle of the damn track because I don't want to wreck myself. I'm hoping more people wreck themselves now. Or people get into each other. But this track gets destroyed, and it's a fun track to drive. I just don't understand it. Like you got to be right up on the wall in 1 and 2 to be really fast. 3 and 4, I'm not 100% sure what the fast line is. But just getting into corners really high at this track, it just like puts me in the wall so badly. 2 cars probably just gonna block the low side. He does. 7 car. Ooh, he went on a real deep.
Yeah, Hillary.
Oh, wow. They were 0-0-2 at the line.
race.
Damn, we gotta go back and see that finish. We really weren't that far off of first place. We were only 2.1 back.
Good race in front of me.
We were only 2.1 back. I'm
Good job
actually
keeping up.
really happy with how we ran. Only being that far back. Yeah, the 7 car had a really weird line there. I thought he was going to get in the wall, and then all of a sudden he cuts down and almost got our front end. It was super close. But I want to see, no, not him. The 3 car won it. I want to see the ending here because they had a hell of a battle. I didn't realize that the 3 guys up here were for the win. I didn't realize that we were still that close to the leaders. I thought that they were gone from us. But we got the 3, the 8, and who's the other car? I don't know 100%, the 9 car. 3, 8, and 9 fighting for the win. They're on the final lap right now. This is the final lap of the race. They're just going back and forth, running right on that edge. 3 car throws a slider in the last corner. Side by side the line. The 3 car got it by a nose. That's what, 0-0-2 at the line. That is crazy. Like, what a finish. How close was that? That's nuts. And then the 9 was right on them too. Like, that was a crazy race. Let's go back, see any incidents that happened in this race throughout the field. Sixth lap was the first one. The 1 car got up into the wall. That's why he fell back so badly. Like, it's so easy to do that at this track. I do not like running the top. It just slides up so oddly to me. 9 car on the wall down the front stretch. 8 car gonna get into it in 1. Ooh, barely tapped it. Skimmed it a little bit throughout the corner. This is where the 1 threw a really deep slider, which he didn't need to go that deep. Nailed the 6. They go wrecking. 6 car goes for a ride. 1 car's upside down. I don't know who just came by and clipped the 6 there, but yeah, he went super deep. He didn't need to go that deep. He was right on my ass. Like, he was super close to me. Had a little bit of a run from that top side. And he did not need to go that deep. He could have probably went right in the middle and just slid up in front of me. Instead, he goes super low. The 6 car is just trying to set up for the 7 going down the front stretch. So I think that's kind of what happened. The 6 was going super slow to kind of cut down. The 1 car is doing a really far slider. And they just get into it. Well, the 1 gets into the 6. And that's just really unfortunate for the 6 because he was just minding his own business running his race. And then 1 car into the wall off of 4 really hard. Jesus. It looked like his car straightened out really bad, or he just like forgot he was finishing a corner. I don't know. 3 car. I don't know what the incident was there. Okay. I think this is where the 2 car said something. He was sliding up. Yeah, the 5 car had plenty of time there. Like, I want to go to the overhead view of this and see. Because the 2 car was coming up off the corner. The 5 had plenty of time to, like, try to get down. Maybe he thought the 2 was going to leave the outside for him. I don't know. That's probably his thought process right there. Actually, he probably had the line on the outside. It would have been really close to the wall. But he cuts down last second and tries to go low on him. Nearly takes him out. That was very close to taking him out. Because I actually think that he had the outside lane. It would have been really close to the wall, but he had the outside lane, I feel like. And then I think he ends up wrecking himself anyways, coming off a 2. Yeah, the 1 car, his car was hurting at this point. 7 car tried throwing a slider, wasn't completely clear, but he checks up enough to where they don't wreck. I thought the 7 was going to go into the wall there. They're 3 wide. I think this is where the 5 goes up too hard, hits that, just barely clips that. That should probably actually be the next incident it is. He just goes up a little bit too hard, clips the edge of the opening where you come out of pit road, and that just slings his car back to the right. He hits the wall. We barely missed that. Like, he went flipping. Luckily, I was able to barely maneuver and get to the outside. Like, I don't know if it was a little bit of a ghost, us hitting him, or not. I think we just barely missed. Or we clipped him in the wing, actually. Clipped him in the wing with our front right, but it never said we had any contact. Luckily. We got lucky with that one, for sure. And then this is right towards the end of the race, lap 26. 3 cars scraping the wall barely. Like, literally, that was as perfect of a turn one as you could have. Just barely kissing the wall. 8 car, they're just accordion at that point. Like, they were on top of each other. That was a hell of a battle for the end, though. Like, right here. 9 cars ripping the wall. And 3 and 4 and had a huge run. What a freaking race by them. That was crazy. I'm still happy with the way I ran. Like, I was only 2.1 seconds back from the leaders in 6th place. I thought I'd be half the track back. I honestly didn't realize that those guys were fighting for the win right in front of me. And I'm happy with how it worked out for us. We just stayed out of trouble and avoided the wrecks. Finished 6th, I'll take it. We were car number 4 out of what, 12? And finishing 6th, probably gonna lose a little bit of iRating. This happened to us in the last race, I think in the street stock, so that's all right. I'm just happy we survived this race. I think it's the first Cedar Lake race I've survived, and let's go see what we get out of the results. All right, results in. Strength of field was 3,400. This is probably the highest strength of field I've been in a long time. Split number 1, obviously, for that. We were car number 4, which made a lot of sense. I keep calling him 13. The 3 car, he was 13 in my last practice. That's why I keep thinking that. But he won the race, ran the fastest lap of the race as well, which makes sense because he was out front, had nobody to deal with in the beginning. He gained a ton of iRating. We lost only 8. I'll take that. We barely lost anything. Learned a little bit on the track. I still don't understand it fully, but did fine and stayed out of trouble, which was the main thing. Everybody in front of me had X's, like got at least a 2X or more, and we were the first car clean. Only 3 of us were clean, the 12, the 10, and I. And I just wanted to stay out of trouble, and I'm happy I did because we actually gained a few spots out of it. Started 8th, finished 6th. I'll take that. Just for this track, just because this track is rough, and I thought Corey would have qualified better because he is super fast in sprint cars. So very happy we were able to run as well as I did, regardless of like not really even battling people much of the race. I was kind of like right behind a lot of the battling and able to watch it. I didn't realize that these 3 were fighting for the win, which was very cool to see. If I would have noticed that, I would have paid more attention to that while I was driving, but I kind of needed to focus on my line, and I wasn't really even running a line. I was just running through the slick for the most part, and it was working somewhat out for me. I just didn't hit the wall. That was my main thing. What was car number 1? He had 60, almost 6,500 iRating. He had over 6,500 iRating. Damn. That sucks. He did not qualify well at all, and then just had a bad slider and took out the 6, unfortunately. Really unfortunate for the 6 overall, but what was the lowest iRating in this race? 1,800? That's not too bad, really. Usually it's a lot lower. Next guy was 2K, 23. The 9th car was 3,200, almost 3,200, 32 and a half iRating. That's nuts, because between 9th and me was only like 1,000. That's not much. And then the 3 car had like 400 over me. The 2 car, he has 1,000 on me. And then the 1 car had like 2,000 on me. That's crazy. This strength of field was crazy high. I'm just happy we stayed out of trouble and ran decent, especially for this high of a strength of field. No wonder why I really didn't lose any iRating, because the strength of field was not that much under my iRating, so I'm happy about that. Ran fine. I'm happy about that. So appreciate you guys for watching as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the race. Let me know if you guys ran this earlier in the week, or if you plan on running this, and if you get some wins, let me know. Good luck. Best of luck to you. Hopefully you guys can figure this track out a little bit better than I can, because I just don't understand this track fully. But appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.